will you include some cybersecurity in the beginner boost? That's the question I just got. And the answer is yes. Because what is cybersecurity? Oh, here we go. Then my community's going to have fun with me. The sound's off. I should probably turn their sound up. No, I can't hear the sound. Okay. The answer is yes. What is cybersecurity? What does it mean to be a hacker? Honestly, cybersecurity is just a matter of understanding a system really well. And we won't get into the debate about whether hacker is the right term versus cracker and blah, 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 blah. Go someplace else if you want to study all that stuff. Um, the fastest growing career, according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, and there's another video about this, is cybersecurity analyst, and at 32% this year, with a median salary of something like $107,000, I think it is. So it is still a very, very valid career path. It is definitely one of the career paths that I've considered. When picking out things for people to do and stuff for you to learn. But in fact, it's probably one of the ones that benefits the most from things like the command line and scripting in Python and JavaScript and the Go programming and the C coding that we're going to do in the beginner boost. All this stuff is particularly suited for hackers. So, but is it directly related to teaching you cybersecurity in the beginner boost? Yes, I mean that's just one of the careers. It's one of the careers that benefits the most. But we don't. The beginner boost is not focused on becoming a hacker. So even if you wear a hoodie on a Sunday on Cinco de Mayo, you can call yourself a hacker. The truth is that anybody who understands the low-level part of a system about how it works can call themselves a hacker. I have one story related to this, and you can end the video now, but if you don't want to hear the story, I started streaming to Twitch because I thought I wanted to change my career path and finally, go into cybersecurity. Particularly, red teaming and breaking in and stuff like that. And so for the first year in 2020, I started streaming OSCP preparation, which is Offensive Securities Prep. There's lots of amazing streamers, by the way, on Twitch to deal with cybersecurity who are employed in the cybersecurity field. And I mean, I have done cybersecurity. I have definitely hacked. You're going to have to come to my stream and get me to talk about those stories, which I don't generally just talk about in a YouTube video. I've definitely caught hackers. I've definitely hacked people before. Not going to talk about it right now. I've definitely social engineered people before. Am I going to teach you that in the boost? No, we're not going to talk about that stuff in the boost. Let's just say that the techniques and the skills that you learn in the beginner boost, the basic things, particularly shell things like shell scripting, how to write your own tripwire so you can catch any hacker without any special code, which is how I caught the hackers who invaded my system. These are all things that are going to be just basic Linux terminal skills and understanding networking and understanding how to use a computer, understanding how to read assembly, understanding how memory overflow even works, which you cannot understand unless you learn C. This is why you should learn C before any other language if you want to do a low-level kind of thing. You really should, and you should probably learn assembly. We're not going to do assembly. So the answer is yes, and I mean this. And my story is simply that once I got talking to professionals, including owners of cybersecurity firms, on our stream who were attracted in. This was back when I was averaging 300, 400, 500 people per stream. And to tell you the truth, I've never averaged over 100 now. And I love it because I like having a tiny little community of people that can put up with my crap and are more focused. When we had that many people, it was really hard to see everything. And they were here because of the hacking. They wanted to learn how to hack. And when all of us found out that hacking is actually a pretty boring job, and this is coming from the people who owned hacking companies who were reporting on their jobs. Most of the hacking profession, the security analyst profession, most of it, for most people, is writing reports. It's about 50% writing reports and doing your thing. And, it's just running scripts that already exist, like, Metasploit and other stuff like that to do the pen testing. It's basically a really, glorified, it's basically software quality assurance with tattoos. It's really what it is. It's like, oh, I have tattoos, but I'm doing, quality assurance and penetration. We'll call it penetration testing, but really I'm just testing, baseline security, which you should be doing anyway. If you are testing your systems, you should be testing your security anyway. So security is just a job. Pen testing is, zero day discovery is, red teaming, setting up your defenses. That's just good operations. So it's no surprise that I ended up taking a very awesome infrastructure engineering job where I get to write a bunch of code to do APIs, and I can do the security thing. I regularly bring up security concerns. I actually wrote a protocol API that tunnels through SSH in order to submit machine learning jobs, et cetera, et cetera. So I got to do all this really fun stuff related to hacking that most people would associate with hacking, but I got to do it just as an operations engineer, as an infrastructure engineer. So if a lot of people who get into hacking, they get into it because of the lifestyle, the hacker lifestyle. They want to look like a hacker. They want to put their hoodie on. They want to do that. And that's why I have a hoodie on, by the way. They don't get what the job is. In fact, some of the best hackers in the world are very plain looking. You would never know it. And a lot of them work for the government. Some of the best opportunities to hack are, you can either work for one of these edgy cybersecurity firms like, what is it, F Security. There's actually a security firm called F Security. I know, isn't that cliche? They literally call themselves F Security. And yet their job postings are like, so I'm going to get hacked because I'm making fun of them. They're so edgy. It's like, well, we might consider you if you have a certification as long as it's OSCP, but generally speaking, we don't consider certifications the level of your hacker prowess. I'm like, okay, where's my copy? I got to tell you the truth, the hacker lifestyle culture thing. I mean, part of me kind of likes it. I'm not going to lie. There's a young part of me that still likes it, but mostly I'm like, yeah, okay. Hold my beer while I get actual work done, including security for infrastructure engineers. That most of the infrastructure, the point I'm trying to make is that infrastructure engineering and to some degree even DevOps, believe it or not, is in the hacker, skills space, and that hacking and security applies to everything. And I have run into so much bad code that has no baseline consideration for security. And you're like, what the hell are they doing here? Because they're not thinking like a hacker. And that's another video. I'm going to do another video about thinking like a hacker. This video is specifically to answer the question, will we be including cybersecurity in the boost? The answer is yes, but we are not explicitly going to call it cybersecurity. The things are baseline for that. And, there's a lot of great places you can go to learn that. The first entire, just to make my case, the first entire module in, I think it was Try Hack Me, it was either Try Hack Me or Hack the Box, is all Linux, learning Linux. And it was filled with errors, like really substantial errors about how to use Linux in the command line. And in fact, I made a video about it. I'm not going to give it to you right now. You're going to have to go find it. There's a video of us going through it, and I was just laughing at everything. I was like, this is so totally wrong. In fact, one of my clips is me talking directly to the person who made the Linux module for one of these services. It was absolutely laughable how wrong it was. And I was like, okay. And that just makes the point that the beginner boost is going to teach you things, how to use a command line, how to deal with permissions properly, how to organize stuff, the base systems administration for Linux. These are things that a lot of security people don't understand. They know how to hack a thing, but they don't understand some of the broader concepts. They can never even articulate the Unix philosophy to you. So in my opinion, you're going to be more prepared to go into a cybersecurity career after completing the boost, and doing that deep diving the way you need to. So that's all I have to say about that. I'll read a couple comments here. Okay. Out of curiosity, is my work checked by security in any way? Absolutely. My work, the code that I write and the APIs that I write and things like that have to pass a security audit all the time. And so things about whether or not you bring containers directly into your environment, things like these are all security concerns. These will be things. So bottom line, as we talk about all the things in the beginner boost, security is always going to be a consideration in the thing that we're talking about. And it always should be. Security is a profession, but it is also a mindset and a priority across all of the applications. I mean, all of the titles and all of the job categories that we try to prepare you for the beginner boost. They're all in tech. And you know, you really should learn to think to have a security mindset no matter what it is you end up doing.